if you don't know, preseason is underway. We just had our first slate of games. Every team has now played one preseason game at least, with the exception of the Steelers and the Cowboys that have played two.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts early on in the preseason, bud?
Well, I'm gonna say all of the rookie quarterbacks had aspects of them that look really good.
Yeah, yeah,
It seems like
I would
this
agree.
class is it was really deep. I mean, it obviously with 5 really high round picks,
Yeah,
it was a really deep class to begin with, just from the beginning. But seeing them actually play, I mean, obviously Trevor Lawrence, he had a really good game.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
um,
Trevor looked good. I know with him, he played. I think he played about 2 series. He played 15 snaps um, for the Jaguars, and he was his stat line was 6 out of 9, 71 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. But he his first play, I don't know if you remember it, but he was sacked on his very first play. But besides
yep,
that,
I do remember.
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
I sent you a text. Remember,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
oh, Trevor
yeah,
just
yeah,
got sacked on his
yeah.
first play in the NFL. But
Welcome
then
to the
the next
NFL.
two were
Yeah,
really good.
yeah,
Remember, like
yeah,
he
and
made
that
up for that shit, and that's like what the announcers were saying. It's like
yeah,
that's what a great quarterback does. He might make everyone makes mistakes.
yeah,
Everyone's got rough days, but
absolutely.
that's what they do. They come back from that and they make up for it. You're like, oh, what if he got sacked 4 times? They won the game, then who the hell cares, really? You know what I mean? It's like,
And that's important what you were talking about there. I'm sure that was a good situation for Urban Meyer. I mean, the first situation, like third and long situation that he sees his, rookie quarterback in, he goes out there and he converts it. And I
right.
mean, he had a nice throw where he delivered the ball 15 yards to Marvin Hall on an outcutting route where the receiver was like cutting out towards the sideline and he just delivered the ball really on target and picked up the first down that way. So I mean, he looked
Sorry, I don't know what the fuck that was.
It's all
My
right.
bad.
It's
I
all
have
right.
no idea what
You know,
that noise was.
it, things do happen. Things go
Sorry
bump
about
in the
that.
night. Things,
Everybody, my bad.
yeah. No worries at all. But yeah.
Roscoe's all freaked out.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's Roscoe, everybody.
Oh
That's
yeah, that's right. Yeah, Roscoe. He was in the shot at the beginning. I can introduce him, I guess, too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. He's a badass dog.
Yeah. Sorry about that. What were we talking about, though?
Oh, just Trevor Lawrence, how he hit that nice about 15-yard um outbreaking route pass to his receiver, just
He
delivered the
throws a
ball on
very
time.
pretty ball, I
He
will say.
does. He
I
does.
mean, he looked. Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
can see why he was the
Yeah.
first round. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna be good. Even on the Jags, who are obviously not a good team, I think he's still gonna be. He's gonna have big plays. It's gonna be fun to watch. Just like
Yeah.
I think all of those rookie quarterbacks. I mean, we're gonna get into more of them. But yeah, I mean, like Mac Jones especially. I'm gonna talk about Mac Jones because he played Washington. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel like that's
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
little
you
personal.
got that first hand knowledge, yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
like
I
when
watched that for sure.
yeah, but when Trevor had time to deliver the ball, he looked really good, and a lot of the time he didn't have time, and that's why he took a couple sacks. But obviously at this point, their offensive line is a work in progress. Um,
Right.
so but I mean, I think yeah, like you said, he's going to be as advertised. I mean, that's why he was the first pick in the draft, and people have compared him to Andrew Luck as like a kind of like a generational talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And okay,
All right.
well the next one we were gonna get into was gonna be Mac Jones. So
McCorkle
yeah,
Jones,
yeah.
the most ridiculous name. I mean, there's a lot of ridiculous names in the NFL,
I
but
was like, I was gonna
McCorkle.
say I don't know if that's the most ridiculous, but
I mean, yeah.
it's
I mean,
funny.
it's up there though.
It's the one that gives me the most joy. McCorkle Jones.
Yeah, it's also like one of the few white people, I guess, that have a weird name. I mean, not to be
Yeah,
pulling that card, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, his name's not John Smith or anything like that. But yeah, he's got a unique name. And I mean, he played a lot. He played a lot against Washington. Of
yeah.
all the
What do you
rookie
take? 33
quarterbacks,
snaps.
yeah, yeah, he played. I think more than any. Fields and Lance played around that, but yeah, I mean, he was definitely one of the rookies that saw more playing time.
Yeah, him. I was a little jealous. I mean, he looked good. He
Yeah,
obviously makes mistakes like any rookie was, but I mean, he really did look good. And
yeah.
seeing that, it's like, man. I mean, what pick did they take him
He,
with?
he
I mean,
was
it
he
was
was
late.
15,
It
he
was
was
like
15th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we took Jamin Davis, which I mean, we'll get into that more later, but just yeah, I'll get into that more later. But I feel like one of these quarterbacks that were there might have been a better option just because like we obviously do need that. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's always like hard to say in the situation, especially when we haven't really seen him shake out. And I mean, the other thing to consider is, I mean, they all looked good, but it is like game one of the preseason, so
that's true, and especially whoever they're playing against. Like, I mean, it could be second string, third string.
yeah,
I have a hard. I mean, I know
yeah,
later as the game goes on, you get the higher and higher strings, playing, but I
yeah.
don't know at what time who's in and who's not. So like, I mean, I watched it,
Exactly.
but like,
A lot of times, like you're playing like a mixed variety, or you're playing like maybe
right.
three starters, like four second string guys, and
Mm-hmm.
like two third string guys out there. So you're kind of playing a mixed bag of what's available. But yeah, I mean, coaches just like mix guys in all the time. But he did look good. I mean, a lot of his passes, and I went back and I watched the highlights, and a lot of his passes were kind of just checkdowns. But he did make a couple throws that were 15 to 20 yards down the field,
Didn't he have
including.
that one bomb to the end zone?
Yeah,
Was
he
that
had
him?
he had the one that where he hit the receiver Christian Wilkinson right in the hands, and it went like right through the receiver's hands. It
Oh,
was a
right,
perfectly
right.
delivered
But it was
ball.
perfect though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
perfect. Yeah. So I mean, I think all these rookies look like they're going to be as advertised. And the next guy that I want to talk about is Zach Wilson, of course, the number 2 pick in the draft to the New York Jets, going to my guy Salah out there in NYC. Just my opinion, but my more favored team of the New York area. I'm kind of hoping that the Jets do something, and
Yeah, definitely.
they might have a future, man. I mean, Zach Wilson, he played less than any of the other rookies. He played like one series, 11 snaps, but he looked good in there. I mean,
Yeah, 6 of 9 for 63 yards. I mean, that
yeah,
is pretty good. An 86.8 passer rating.
yeah, he
Not
got the
bad. I mean,
yeah,
and he started at the beginning of the game, right?
he did
I
start.
didn't watch any of that game. Okay, so that's when I would. Who did they? I don't know who they played, but I would assume whoever they played had the most starters in at that
So
point,
so
because that's how most teams play it.
they played in the Battle of New York against the Giants, and
Oh, was it the Giants? Oh,
they
did
defeated
they
the
win?
Giants 12-7. So Salah
Yeah.
wins his first ever head coaching job as a
Awesome. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
I don't. I for some reason didn't see anything about that game. I
yeah,
mean, I've
yeah.
been looking all over about stuff,
It
but
was a bit of a gross game. It was 3-0 for a long time, but that's what I was going to get into. Zach Wilson on his one drive got the Jets down into field goal range, and they got a field goal out of it. So something for the young man, something to
good thing
build
they don't
off of.
have Dustin Hopkins as their kicker.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure we'll be talking about that a little bit
Yes,
later.
yes, yes, we will. I just thought
Yeah.
I had to slip that one
No,
in.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm always down to talk kickers. I mean, it's being my previous calling card there. But yeah, I mean, Wilson looked good too. I mean, I'm sure Salah just wanted to protect his investment and get him out of there after one series. Let the kid get out of there on a positive note.
Right.
And but yeah, I mean, he looked good. I mean, a couple of his throws were 10 to 15 yards down the field, so they weren't all checkdowns. But the one thing that I liked about him that I noticed, and if you go back and you watch the highlights, a lot of these guys like kind of just get into like the mentality. And if they did, it's fine. It's their first ever NFL game. But of being like a one read guy where they just like, look to the right onto one receiver and they deliver the ball.
Yeah, like
What
Dwayne Haskins
yeah,
was.
yeah. And one thing I did notice was Wilson would like look to the right, and if he didn't like it, he'd look to the left and then deliver the ball to the left. So
Mm-hmm.
like it's nice to see him make those progressions in his mind so early on. So I mean, they might have somebody pretty special there in Zach
Especially
Wilson.
for someone who, in my opinion, was well. I mean, yeah, he was kind of put around as the highest bust potential, given he's like a rich kid, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
seemed. Some people said he had some character issues, or I don't know,
yeah.
like if it was put in that way, but you know what I mean. Like,
One thing
but
I really liked about him. Oh, go ahead, bud.
no, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the thing that really kind of changed my perspective about him is when our guy Steve Young came out and really endorsed the kid. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that the Niners might look at him if they were gonna take one. But
Although I will mention one thing, just
yeah,
as a like an air of caution on that, and like
yeah,
great quarterbacks endorsing people is Joe Theismann also gave Dwayne Haskins his
yeah,
number. So,
yeah,
and we all know how that went. So like, don't always take. I mean, I'm not trying to like say like bash Steve Young in any way at all. Like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
obviously great,
yeah.
but just saying, given I
No,
don't know, it's just my
you're right.
personal
You're right.
experience. I'm like,
He
just be
still,
careful with
yeah,
that. That doesn't
yeah,
always mean
yeah.
everything, but
No, it's
yeah.
true. You're right. You're right about that. Definitely. And I mean, he's not who the Niners got, so we'll see what he does in New York. That'll be interesting. I mean, the Jets, they don't have a ton of pieces around him. I mean, they're obviously a team that's getting better in the draft, but we'll see
Yeah.
what they. I mean, the thing is, they can't really get any worse. They moved on from Adam Gase, and he was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was awful. Like when
yeah,
he got fired, I don't think anyone was surprised about that.
yeah,
It's like about goddamn time. Imagine
yeah,
Jets fans
yeah. I
probably
think
like
I think Jets fans were
music.
fucking like were celebrating in the streets when he got fucking
I
shit
was pretty
canned.
happy when Jay Gruden got fired. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that was a good day.
yeah. Well, the next rookie was he played actually 33 snaps as well. So
He
same
played. I
as
would say you're talking about Justin Fields, right?
I am.
Yeah, I think given on. I mean, I watched that game
Yeah,
actually, and just I mean, I saw him, and based on his numbers, I think he had the best game out of all of the rookies. And
I'd
just
agree.
just for this game, I
I would
know it's
agree.
just a preseason,
Yeah,
the first
right.
game, but he
Yeah,
easily had the best game.
I
And Bears
yeah,
fans are just
yeah,
like
yeah,
all. I mean, and
yeah,
I'm with them. If I was a Bears fan, I get it. I'm like, man, he's looking like he might. He was the second best, or I'm sorry, second highest bust potential. I remember in the offseason, people
yeah,
talking to me. It was like, there was some hype with him in the beginning, and then eventually, it was more like, ugh. But yeah, after that game, I mean, yeah, again, only a preseason, but if I was a Bears fan, I'd be pretty damn happy with that.
yeah. They've
14
got
for 20,
yeah,
142, one touchdown. That's pretty big, and 5 rushing yards.
yeah.
Or I'm sorry,
No, he
five
had
rushes for 33 yards. I'm
yeah.
sorry, I said that
Plus
wrong.
plus he had another touchdown on the ground, so he actually had two touchdowns. He had a
Oh
rushing touchdown and a
wow,
passing touchdown. Yeah.
I forgot about that. That's right.
And poor Andy Dalton came in. He played the first two series of the game, went like 2 out of 4 for 18 yards, and like Andy's looking over his shoulder because his time is his,
His time is
yeah,
limited.
his time is coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
when
mean,
the rookie shows you up that badly,
yeah,
like,
yeah. I
oof.
mean, and Andy's like not a bad quarterback, but there's just things that Justin Fields can do that Andy Dalton just can't do. I mean, really,
Right.
the main blemish he got started. He was like 0 for 2, got started a little shaky, and after that he fumbled on one of his runs where he just didn't like protect the ball with both hands, and
Hmm.
but besides that he looks pretty good.
Yes, yes, he did. I'm sure the Bears fans are quite excited.
Yeah, yeah, they've got the first thing to be pleased about for a while. They were excited about Trubisky, and obviously
Yeah, that
that
obviously didn't go
that
anywhere.
didn't work out. Yeah, I mean he's now backing up Josh Allen with the Bills, so that's where he went to. And the last guy, but certainly not least, is our guy Trey Lance that we got with the Niners. Trey, at like all the guys, did some things really good, and he did some things typical of a rookie. He was 5 out of 14 for 128 yards, with one touchdown, which was a beautiful 80-yard bomb, which is
Yeah, it
actually
was.
yeah. It's actually what I was talking about in the last show. If you didn't see it, where his ability to roll out and just deliver the ball, he rolls out to the left and delivers the ball about 40 yards down the field to Trent Sherfield, who's in our battle for the number 3 receiver spot. And I mean Trent looked good too. Trent Sherfield looked good.
Yeah, he had a good game too.
Yeah,
He caught. There was other passes he caught too. That was obviously the
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
one,
I
but
mean
he
he's a
had quite
guy.
a few catches.
He's a guy that's also in the potential to be a return guy as well as a big play receiver, and he's a huge deep threat. I mean, we've got Debo and Ayuk, and like he gives us the threat to go deep at any point. So that's a huge advantage. Gives us a lot more
Yeah,
speed on an
absolutely.
already fast offense. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk more about Trey in the later episodes, so I don't want to get into everything right now. So stay tuned for that.